What's up, Sagittarius? This is your monthly overview reading for the month of March 2023. We're going to be explaining everything, what to look out for this month. We're going to be talking about the two main houses that will be highlighted as the planets move through these two areas of life this month for you. We're going to be talking about the new moon and full moon of this month. And we're going to be talking about these three major shifts happening this month. And it's going to be some big ones. This is a huge month, probably the most probably the biggest month of the whole year, honestly. We are entering a new chapter of, that will not only last for the next 2.5 to 3 years, but there's like a 20-year cycle starting this month. So just stick around. We do have a lot to talk about. So this is your video if you are Sagittarius Sun, Rising, or if you fall for any other placements like Moon or like Mercury, Venus, Mars, whatever that. This will be your video. So what's happening this month for Sagittarius? So the sun will continue to travel through your fourth whole sign house of Pisces for most of the month, and focusing on your home life, your family, your private life, before entering your fifth whole sign house, which I will talk a little bit more about later in the video. But this will just focus on your creative side, your romantic side, all that fun stuff. So the first thing I want to mention is Mercury will enter your fourth whole sign house of Pisces. It's right at the beginning of the month. And Mercury is about, our rational mind, our rational side, how we communicate, verbalize ideas, share ideas, how we process information. But Mercury is entering the sign of its fall, which could create a lot more challenges in the way, we're expressing. Because Mercury likes to be in the two signs that it rules of Virgo and Gemini. It's about, communicating, being sociable, focusing on the details, kind of like being more rational and like all that stuff. But when it's in Pisces, it's entering a Jupiter ruled sign, which is about, expansion, spirituality, having faith, being more idealistic. So we're gonna the way you might express your communication or how you verbalize your thoughts might feel a little challenging at times. It might be a little, focused mainly on the bigger picture than focusing on like the little details. You might have to communicate in a more creative way, in a way that's like very emotional or intuitive kind of feeling. It's entering your fourth house of Pisces, which will, shift your mind to like focus on like your domestic life, your home life, family. Maybe this could actually bring up some drama with family. These planets moving in Pisces will be making a 90-degree angle to your Sag placement, so this will bring challenges. This is kind of just like, we're a fire sign. We want to, express ourselves externally and just like go at it. But Pisces is a water sign, and it's an internal kind of sign. It's an internal time. So this could feel like as if our fire is being drowned at this time. And if you look back at every time, March comes around, it can be a more of an emotional time for us. I'm including myself because I'm a Sag myself, so it could be an emotional time, but this will pass. Like every other thing in life, this is just like a little moment. But having all these planets in your fourth house will focus on like your home, either like spending time at home, spending time with family, kind of like not really expressing yourself too much out there, in the world. It's like it's a hidden house. It's like the bottom of your chart. Mercury entering this house might feel a little foggy thinking at times, very elusive, imaginary, like things not making really sense at times. Just a few things like that I could say. Let's move to the next thing, which is, I believe, this full moon. Yes, the full moon in Virgo happening in your 10th whole sign house. This is a full moon. This is a completion. This is like things coming into fruition, culminating, illuminating, all that stuff. and it's in your 10th whole sign house, which is like you're being aware and you're seeing because the moon reflects the light at night when it's a full moon, and it's in your 10th house. So this is like you're being more aware of like the career goals you have set for yourself, or you're understanding the recognition that you're getting around this time, or what you've worked for. You're finally like seeing like, okay, like I'm understanding like what I've done, or like what's changing or what's coming to a close or an ending in my career life. This could be about maybe changing jobs or whatever. And it's in Virgo, so this is going to be focusing on, looking at the details, the facts, maybe being a little critical, but it's coming to fruition. So there's something like, you're like, okay, I'm seeing these details of like what the moon is reflecting here in your these planets in your 4th house. This is like your work, home life, kind of sector in your chart. So there's there's something balancing out here that you're understanding, where you can work better towards, of like, okay, I know what's going on. I'm being aware of my external world, and I'm like kind of really focusing on the internal and finding the balance between those two. I hope that makes sense. Let's see. Okay, and then the next thing happening will be Saturn entering your fourth whole sign house of Pisces. This is one of the major shifts happening this month. This is gonna kind of feel like, this month will feel like kind of like a domino effect, just like, as the month goes on, because it's just like one thing after the other. But Saturn entering Pisces, your 4th house, this is gonna, test your abilities when it comes to home life, your family. Saturn is about tests, reality, authority figures. It could be about constructing or building. But it's all about, mainly doing the hard work, the step-by-step thing, the task that you need in order to achieve a goal or accomplish something. And it's in the 4th house. So what I'm getting from this is kind of like Sagittarius will be, building a new foundation for their domestic life. Maybe by building a home, building a new family or something like that. That's what I'm kind of getting. These placements, like I don't know if I mentioned it, will be making a 90-degree angle to our Sag placements, so this could feel a little challenging. But Saturn's going to be here for the next 2.5 to 3 years, until like the beginning of 2026. So we have a long time of what we will be tested, with during this time. Saturn entering Pisces, though, like this is kind of a different, and I wouldn't say difficult feeling or energy, but this is a different kind of energy, because Saturn's about boundaries, containment, limitations, restriction, and the sign of Pisces is about the boundlessness, spirituality. Sorry about that. It's about just like an endless, limitless like kind of world. This is just like, and having these two energies kind of merge together can feel a bit like you feel lost in a way. Not saying you will feel lost when but this is kind of a difficult energy. You're putting the planet of reality and containment and stuff that is real into the sign that's imaginary, about higher source and like God and stuff. All that stuff. So it's kind of like it's a different kind of energy from when Saturn has been in its home, like it's both its home two signs of Aquarius and Capricorn the past like 5 to 6 years. So, but anyways, this is gonna like, you're gonna have to like maybe find your limitations, or create more boundaries when it comes to family, when it comes to like wanting to build a home or stuff like that. That's what I'm getting. And let's see, what else can I say? I think I mentioned everything that I wanted to say, actually. Yeah, so this is going to be, a huge challenge. over the next couple of years. You know, we have this huge focus, this huge stellium happening in your fourth house of Pisces. Like, there's a lot of things going on in your domestic life, the beginning of March. So yeah, I mean, if you want to build like a new home, or if you want to, you know, create somewhere where you can have more security or stability in your home, this will be the time to like do it. Saturn will, you know, test you into like, you know, putting that hard work into making that dream come true, you know. So that's something I could say about that. Let's move on. I think the next thing happening will be Venus. Yeah, Venus entering your sixth whole sign house of Taurus. This is another shift. You know, Venus loves to be in Taurus. She rules Taurus. This is gonna feel maybe more comfortable, and it's in the house, the sixth house, which rules your daily work, your physical health, your routines. This can be about a diet, your hygiene, pets, maybe taking care of all that stuff. And Venus, you know, the planet of love, connection, relationships, finances, enjoyment, in the sign of Taurus. What to me, this is kind of just like our desires. That's another Venus keyword, desires. Our desires, and we're gonna want more stability, or work more in a, like a stable way, where we're gonna want more stability in our work, or in the way we take care of our health, and what we're, you know, it's kind of like you're taking care of your physical body, you know, giving it supplements, if it's ill, like if you're dealing with any illnesses, you know, you heal it and all that stuff. But you know, this is what Venus is going to be really focusing on. She will be going over the North Node, which is just going to amplify these, you know, this more desires and more hunger for stability, comfort in your work sector. Maybe create more stability with coworkers, or comfort with coworkers, better connections. Let's see, what else can I say about this? You're gonna be just attracting all of this stuff, and I believe it should feel a lot easier because Venus is working in her natural element. She has the right tools to work with, but it is in the sixth house, so it could be like more of an adjustment to this. Let's see. Yeah, and then like I said, with Venus moving over the North Node, this is just gonna, you know, we're gonna want more of this. We're like, because the North Node is you know, wherever the North Node's at in the sign, or whatever house or whatever, it doesn't matter where it's at. It's the point in where the collective is, you know, it's headed into. It could feel uncomfortable because it's the North Node. It's not, you know, something that we're used to. The South Node is kind of like what we're used to. It's our comfort zone, all that stuff. But the North Node is kind of like, okay, well, if you feel comfortable in your South Node, you're gonna have to find a balance into this North Node area. So I mean, the South Node isn't in this. It's not showing it, but it's in Scorpio right now. So maybe you're like feeling more comfortable, being more hidden, focusing on the subconscious, the spiritual side. Your mental side, your mentality, but it's like the North Node's in your sixth, and it's like, okay, we need to like really focus on the external, like the real deal of how we can you know, heal our external side in a way, our physical self or whatever. And the Venus will make a conjunction to Uranus later on, which will, you know, bring lots of change to our relationships, our finances, and what brings us comfort. Uranus has been here, I believe, since like 2018-ish, changing up the way you use these resources in your work, or use these resources and in the way you take care of your health. So that's just going to be a little bit of a focus right there over that time. Let's see, what's the next thing happening? Mercury will be entering your fifth whole sign house of Aries. Mercury's leaving its sign of fall, so this will feel a lot better. It's actually entering Aries, which is another fellow fire sign, which is which will be forming I believe it's 120-degree angle, a trine to our fire placement. So this is gonna start lighting us up. Like Mercury will enter it, and then the sun will enter it like the next day, and then we will have a new moon happening. So it's like at the end of when all these planets get into Aries, it's like boom, boom, boom. Now things will start to light up for us, and it's always a great time. Like I'm a Sag myself, and I always love Aries season because it's in the 5th house of like creativity. It's about pleasures. It's about romance, playfulness. Just like lighting our spark, lighting our fire back up. You know, all these planets moving into Pisces, the water sign might have been like kind of just containing this fire, so to say, like not having it as passionate as when the planets move into Aries. This is where we're gonna feel a lot more passionate, more love. We're gonna want to express all this stuff. But yeah, let me get back to Mercury entering the sign of Aries into your 5th house. Mercury in Aries is very sharp in its communication, the way it expresses itself. And it's entering the 5th house, so this is gonna just like have us, or have you guys, just express yourself with more boldness, more confidence. What else could I say? More just like ambitious. We're gonna just have like so much passionate energy when these planets move into Aries. We could be more impulsive too, which is sometimes good and bad, but whatever. We're gonna be more energetic. And as the sun enters Aries, the sun loves to be in Aries. It's exalted in this sign. This is the spring equinox. This is when things are like starting to heat up, and this is a new beginning. Like I said, this is gonna give you a lot more energy. This will be trining. This will be making up more harmonious aspects to our Sag placements, so you're gonna love it. Like if you understand like the end of March, beginning of April time, that's the Aries time. If you look back to every year, you're probably having a great time or more enjoying your creative side during this period of time. And like I said, I've mentioned that this is like one of my favorite periods of time besides our own season of Sagittarius season. But yeah, I mean, Aries just lights us up and we love it. And having this new moon here is just going to refresh, give us some new intentions into, creating more, expressing more love, expressing more romance. The 5th house also represents children too. So, this could be a great time to, spend time with kids, be more playful with them, or just, I don't know, kind of like create more enjoyment for them or entertain them a bit. So that's something I can say. But look at it. We have a huge stellium happening in your 5th whole sign house. We have Jupiter, Chiron, the moon, Mercury, and the sun. So like this is just expanding. This is lighting things up for us. I can go on and on with this, but this will be a very great time, because they will be connecting to any placements you have. If you're a sun in Sagittarius, or even your rising sign, or any other placements you have in Sagittarius, it will give you like more encouragement, light that planet or light that energy up more. Okay, I gotta move on. So the next thing happening is Pluto, the second big thing happening this month, entering the sign of Aquarius. Pluto will be doing this like little back and forth thing, because back into Capricorn because of its retrograde motion. It'll go back into Capricorn, then it'll go back into Aquarius over the next couple of years, like this year and next year. It'll kind of do this back and forth swinging thing, but it'll officially enter Aquarius at the end of 2024. And Pluto will be here for the next 20 years. So what's Pluto? Pluto's about power. It's about transformation. It's about obsessions. It's about the darker sides of life. It's about our subconscious side, the psychological. It's about death, rebirth, all that stuff. And it's entering the sign of Aquarius. It's about the future, innovation, the communities, and it's in your 3rd whole sign house of like the mind, interest, like the rational side. It represents siblings, neighbors, your neighborhood, your local environment, short trips, all this stuff, social media, communication, writing, relatives, all this stuff. And Pluto will be transforming all of these topics over the next 20 years. But you'll start to get a little glimpse into the, like a preview into the future, literally, because it's in the sign of Aquarius, of like something huge changing in this area of life. Pluto does also represent corporations, governments. I just wanted to add that. I forgot to say that. I've said that in my other videos. But yeah, this is going to be a huge transit. This is going to be like, Pluto's going to have us like encourage us to, deepen our expressions, deepen these like, these interests that we have. We're going to be more, it's going to be more like bolder. It's going to be more powerful in how we express our words over the next couple of years, or the next 2 decades, I should say. Okay, so the last thing happening will be Mars entering the sign of Cancer into your 8th whole sign house. So Mars has been here. Mars has been in the sign of Gemini since August of 2022. That's about 7 to 8 months of one sign of Mars being there. Did its whole retrograde thing, did back and forth. It might have brought a lot of confrontations, conflicts, maybe challenges, either accepting, or it was probably very challenging at times with your 7th whole sign house, which is about relationships. So you might have had some arguments, maybe debates, disagreements, stuff like that. But Mars did its whole retrograde thing. It had you, cut these little things that we don't need anymore. We cut these relationships out. We cut these business contracts out. We cut these like marriage deals or any business deals, partnerships. Mars has just cut that out for you. Now that Mars is entering a new sign, new territory, it's in Cancer. This is entering the 8th house. This is going to be about, focusing on other people's money, resources, dealing with taxes, inheritance, refinances, stuff like that. And Mars, yes, Mars will be entering the sign of its fall. Mars doesn't really like to be in the sign of Cancer. It's going to bring a lot of more emotions, a lot of passive aggressive energy. But Mars is about our energy, our actions, our drive, our passions. It can represent sex, and which is another 8th house topic, which is about sex. So I'm just saying, let's just putting that out there. But Mars is about cutting, severing. So maybe you'll be cutting out some like certain resources that you share with a partner or someone. You could be cutting out some debt that you owe. Sorry about this. Let me get rid of that. Okay. You could be just cutting all this stuff out, or just putting more energy into like investing more so you can earn more from merging with someone. But like I said, it could be emotional time at times. But yeah, this is basically everything that's happening for us, for you Sagittarius this month. Overall, this month will feel, very emotional as the planets move through Pisces. But once they get into Aries, you will start to light up again. You will have your life back, like, so to say. I'm just kidding. But yeah, this will be it. The planets moving into Aries will just light you up and give you all this compassion, compassion and passionate energy, just more life back. So that is what I got for you, Sagittarius. If you want more information, look in the description below, and I will see you in the next video.